The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Going up top. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Hey, 12. 2 for 66. 14.
3rd and long. It's Goff. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tougher role that they can fall back on anymore.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. And right away, he lost the football. But I think a Cardinal was able to gain possession, yes, so they will hold on to the ball.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Rosen will throw. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Rosen on 1st and 10. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Caught by Nelson left side. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. From midfield now, here's Rosen. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
To throw on second down is gone. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And that's caught left side. It's Woods. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Here's Gone. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now Rosen. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, and they've got it here with a first down. Here's Rosen to throw. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Aaron Donald in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And this one is incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rosen. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Flush to his right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Chandler Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Here we go, boys. Here we go.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs. In the top 5 in the NFL, it's all a mindset. And I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll try the air now with Goff. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Back to throw, Goff. Oh, battle for it here, and this will be caught. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. More from the desert after this. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Rosen. David Johnson here on the catch. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there at 22. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Detroit! 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 Gone! 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 Gone!
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Chad Williams, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. Rosen to throw again. Steps away to his left. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd.
Gone! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw is Rosen. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Flushed out right. He's letting it fly for Cook. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Brandon Cooks in the final seconds of the first half. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. Zerline now for the PAT. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So we've come to halftime. It's the visiting Rams taking the lead to the break. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And now it's Rosen looking. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Rosen on 1st down. And that is incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Now Rosen looking to throw. Forced out to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
After the interception, here's Goff. Buying time to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
Gurley again here on 1st down. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's Goff now on 2nd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Cooper Kupp there, and that'll make it 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On first down, it's Rosen. Eluding the pressure right. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Rosen. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking deep downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt. And if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Taken in at the 11. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Rosen again on 2nd and 10. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And they'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Gone!
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Being chased out left. Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this this one all the way down inside the 20. They give them a gain of 38. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Look.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. To throw is Goff. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 17. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit! Leopard! Leopard!
After the interception, here's Rosen escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
His throw caught right around the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? Rosen will throw. Dancing to his left. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Rams have got it back. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's the Rams out in front here. They've got control of the football as well as we get set for the 4th quarter. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the end zone, Goff. He sets to fire deep. He's got a man complete. Goff finding Cooks on a big play. 45 yards. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 46. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Dawson tacks on the point after. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Tackle made by Marcus Golden.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our ball.
Now gone. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. Rosen on 1st and 10. Flush to his right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Watch him now, Barney.
2nd and 10 now. It's Rosen. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Matt Longacre in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Steps away to his left. Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
Here we go now.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Caught by Nelson left side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He's back to throw. Flushed out right. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Gone!
He'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
second down, Johnson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
They stay on the ground on first for Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both, because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure, and if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
They'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Here we go. It's Rosen on 4th down. Forced out to his left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Samson Abukum in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. National Football League, Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you prime the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Los Angeles, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Arizona, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.